Hello guys. There might be some ads in here, low-key, so just ignore that. But, this video is like, what if me and Diva, my friend Diva, would be in season 1. Diva is Rosa and I'm Spencer. So, episode 1, we'll start off with episode 1. I don't think the team swap should happen between Gabby and Fiore. I just think that Fiore would be on the purple team because we have 2 members adding. So, yeah. Episode 1 is going to be a non-elimination like always. Episode 2, logged and loaded. So, in the challenge, obviously Tom and Jake and Dan and all that, they would carry. And since me and Diva are on that team, we would also carry. And I think the purple team would lose. And this time with Gabby on their team, Ellie is going to want to make alliances with Gabby because you know how that ends. And so, of course, Ashley, Lil, Will, and Nick are an alliance. And I don't think the whole Fiore slapping Will should happen, low-key. And Alec and Fiore would make a good alliance too. So this season they'll make alliance. And of course Fiore needs Ellie and Gabby. So they're going to try and manipulate. But it's not going to work. But Fiore goes to tell a little lie to Nick actually. To Nick. And then she's going to say to Nick that Will is going to be a big threat in the merge. But then Nick's going to say, oh, well, Will, out of all people, like, he's the scared one. But then Fiore tells Nick how strong Will is, so that's enough to get Will eliminated. So, the challenge, May's then confused. I don't even know for this challenge. So, Alec does his, Ashley does hers, and then the whole Tom thing with the mask and everything, I think Tom should just owe up to it. Like, just saying, oh, Jake, here's my identity and stuff. I think he should just owe up to it. But it reveals his identity, and he might get, like, kicked out of being a spy, but it's worth it for the team to win. That's what I tell Tom. And then Diva also backs me up, and we win. But Tom did lose his job, and Jake, yeah, they're dating now. Anyway, purple team lose again. This time, Nick is not going to fall for Fiore's lies. Alec will go to Fiore, and they will talk about the vote. And then, now them being numbered, which one of them should go. And then Ellie walks up to them and says, yo, I suggest a person. And Fiore's going to be like, what, we're not even in an alliance. And then Ellie's like, I know. But then Fiore's going to say, like, how do we know that you aren't going to vote me out in the next elimination? Or, like, use me. Ellie's going to be like, whoa, that's smart for a 6-year-old. And then Gabby, so it's going to be a weird situation. But it's going to be 3 votes for Alec and 4 votes for Lil. Meaning Lil is out. This challenge, what was episode 4? Slip and Slide. They have a lot of people, so the sit-outs are going to be Miriam and Drew. And then, so it's going to be Alec versus Tom, Jake versus Nick, me versus, I guess, Gabby. Actually, no. Me versus Ellie, and then Diva versus Gabby. And then Dan versus Ashley, and then Grant versus Fiore. Alec loses his, Jake wins his, but then that's 2-0. And then I win mine, me and Diva win. And then these two, they both win, but it's not enough. So they got it. This is their 3rd elimination they got to vote for. So then Nick and Ashley are like scared for everything. And then that's when it goes all downhill. Because Alec is going to vote. Okay, so they split their votes. So it's going to be a 3-2-1. It's going to be 1 vote Ashley. All right. 2 votes Fiore, because she's useless in challenges. And 3 votes for Nick, meaning Nick is eliminated. And the purple team really needs some numbers. So this next challenge, what was it called? I forgot. Oh, Baking My Heart. Yeah, I'm supposed to remember these challenges apparently, but you know how it is. So Baking My Heart, Ashley doesn't have Lil this time. So yeah, so there's more members. 3 people are gonna sit out, cause why not? So Miriam's a good cook, she's not sitting. Tom's not sitting out. Jake's not sitting out. I'm not sitting out, and Diva's not sitting out. So it's Dan, Gret, and Drew. And then apparently the purple team actually wins, because if the Fiore and Alec thing, I think they should just win, because it makes more sense for us to lose, because I might struggle with the cooking and I might lose the team. But what I would do is I would make a boys alliance with Drew, Tom, Jake, and Dan. I would join that. And then I go tell Diva who to vote for. But I go to Gret and Miriam and say, yo, Tom is voting for you guys. You guys should stick with us. And then we get Tom about the whole notebook thing, because I thought that would be funny to happen. Instead of Gret doing it, I'm doing it. And then Diva just says, yeah, I agree with whatever he says. And then it's 3 votes for Miriam, and then 5 votes for Drew. But then somebody gets to come over and chooses who to vote for, which is Gabby. And actually, no, because like Ellie's not on that team. So probably Alec comes. And then he writes who to vote for. And he votes for Dan. Because why would he vote for Dan? Well, because it just makes sense. Because Dan is a bigger threat, so he wants to get the know-it-all guy out. Alright, for this next challenge, what was it? Tranquilizers, something, I forgot. But the next challenge is about tranquilizers or whatever. And so how this works is, so they got a bigger team, which is hard to hold. And then Gret was the one who like tells about their toxic relationship, and then yeah. And then since they have 4 members, they actually win, because the lower the better, and there's like a lot of chaos on our team. Oops, forgot to change Alec. So our team lose, and then we vote out. So I go, Diva suggests someone, I suggest someone, and I say who, and then she tells me, and then we don't tell Gret or Miriam. I go walk up to Tom and Jake and say, yo, we're voting out for, and then they were like, why would we agree with you again? You just got Drew out. But then Spencer's like, what? I say, what other choice do you have? And then Miriam's gone. I'm sorry to all the Miriam fans, but she's gone. This is a challenge before merge. Spit it out or whatever. So 2 people are going to be doing like the little pulley thing. And then somebody's going to be up there spitting water out into a tube. And then you know what. So the people who are going to be pulling are Tom and Jake. They're pretty strong. And Fiore's lighter, so she's the one going to be over there. She's not going to be trying to sabotage her team this time. She's going to go with like the flow. Alec and Ellie will be pulling. And then Gret will be on the thing. And then all of them have to like figure out a puzzle piece. Since I'm really smart, we win. I'm smart, Diva's smart, we figure it out, and boom. My glasses don't break this time. So purple team has to vote out someone. The alliance, they get rid of, they get rid of Ashley. So Ashley is eliminated. This is the elimination order. 16th Will, 15th Lil, 14th Nick, 13th 12, Drew and Dan, 11th Miriam, 10th Ashley. So I made merge, Diva made merge, Grat made merge, Jake made merge, Tom made merge, Gabby made merge, Fiore made merge, Ellie made merge, and Alec made merge. So questionary if you dare. This time, Gret, since they were on the same team, that's not gonna happen. It's just gonna be these 3 alliances only. And then I win the challenge. Actually, no, Diva wins. Yeah, Diva wins the challenge because everybody was like so mad at each other. So what's gonna happen this time is Gret joins their alliance of the 4. Of the 4 alliance. Hold on, wait. Yeah, Gret joins the 4 alliance, and they decide who to vote for. And I say, they say, Ram Trucking Drivers is a threat. We should get him out. And then Alec is like, no, because they found out a bigger threat to get out. As soon as they try to say Gabby, Ellie's like, nope, I'm out of here. She leaves that alliance. But then, here's where it goes downhill. Okay, so Fiore just told Tom everything that happened. And then Fiore gets me, Tom, Diva, and Jake to all vote Ellie because of what happened, just to get her out of the alliance. So the whole plan was to act like they were going to vote for Gabby, but then they knew Ellie was going to leave that alliance and then target her. So she's out. And since this is a double elimination, I think Jake is stupid, so he should go. He's like mentally stupid, so he's going to be a dumb one if he's made it this far. Anyway, what was the other challenge? Don't come in, campers inside or whatever. The challenge, it's just like zombie outbreak. I'm just gonna make it short, just like zombie outbreak. And then I actually don't win the challenge. I get shot by Tom, but then I shoot Alec. And then obviously Diva shoots Fiore. And then Gabby shoots Diva, and then Gret misses, but then Gabby shoots, and Gabby wins immunity. So they want Diva out, because Diva's a big threat. They were thinking. But then, I heard everything that happened of the Fiore and Alec thing. I heard everything that happened. So then, I walk up to Tom, and we talk about the vote. And then Gabby's the swing vote, because it's 3 votes for Gret and 3 votes for me. Oh no, 3 votes for Diva. And then, so we need Gabby. So then I try to convince Gabby, but Gabby says, because Gabby was mad at the whole alliance getting out Ellie, so this is like for revenge. Final 6, Diva, Tom, Fiore, Gabby, me, and Alec. So, metal something, dismetals or whatever. I don't even know. I don't even know what it is. I'll just tell you all later. But it's dismetals or whatever. It's like 3 base challenges. Tom still finds that idol, but then he doesn't use it this elimination. He's actually playing smart. So, because without Jake, he is smarter. So then I win that challenge. So then us 3 alliance talk. And Tom is friends with Gabby, so we can try to get Gabby. This is where Fiore needs 2 people. And she thought me and Diva were the perfect pairs. And I was like, no. Because if I were to eliminate, Tom right now, then Gabby's going to be mad at me. And then I don't know when you are going to betray me. And then I'm going to get eliminated. And then Diva's going to get eliminated. And then Alec. And then, So I decided to stick with the alliance and get out Fiore, because I know Fiore is going to manipulate me. This is the challenge where Diva crushes it. Like, lights out is where Diva, has a battery, and then I give her a flashlight, and this is where she crushes the challenge. She wins, so she's guaranteed top 4. So then I tell Diva, who we vote for? Diva wants Gabby in. She wants Tom in, so it has to be Alec. But they manipulate me. Somehow Alec manipulates me. into getting to vote out Gabby. But then luckily, Tom uses his idol, and then Alec is out. So earlier in the original season 1, Miriam won, and then Alec and Fiore got top 4, but they both got 5th and 6th place. So fourth, the challenge, we have to pick who is safe. So me and Diva pair up, and then we win. So we have to pick Tom or Gabby, because my favorite character is Tom, and her favorite character is Gabby, so it's going to be pretty hard. But then we're going to eliminate Tom eventually. So Tom has to go because he's a bigger threat. So top 3, this is where Miriam, Fiore, and Ellie, they're not in the final 3, so they don't lie about it this time. But we get to pick our partners. So Diva is going to pick probably, I don't know what Diva's going to do. She's probably going to pick Ellie. And then I'm going to pick Tom. And then Gabby's going to pick, Diva's going to pick Gret. I'm going to pick Tom, and then Gabby's going to pick Ellie. And then Gabby eventually sucks at it because reason number 1, Ellie sold in the final 3, so it makes sense for Gabby to sell in the final 3. So yeah. And then I lose in that challenge, and then Diva wins. Congrats to Diva for winning. Hope you guys liked the video. 16th Will, 15th Lil, 14th Nick, 13th and 12th Dan and Drew, 11th Miriam, 10th Ashley, 9th and 8th Ellie and Jake, 7th Gret, 6th Fiore, 5th Alec, 4th Tom, 3rd Gabby, 2nd Spencer, and then 2nd me, and then 1st Diva. Congrats to Diva for winning. I hope you guys liked the video. Bye!